Jungkook, still standing at the threshold, senses the heaviness in the room and the tumult within Taehyung. In the haze of steam and water, the boy's eyes trace the contours of the scene before him, and amid the dripping solitude, he notices a glint of a bottle clutched in Taehyung's hand. The translucent glass, now refracting the ambient light, reveals the amber liquid within, a silent companion to Taehyung's sensitive moment. The door creaks softly as Jungkook hesitantly eases it shut behind him, the sound barely audible above the rhythmic symphony of water droplets. The steam-laden air wraps around him, creating a cocoon that seems to echo the vulnerability of the moment. A few tentative steps carry Jungkook into the heart of the humid room, his gaze fixated on Taehyung. The tousled curls, usually a carefree waves, now cling to Taehyung's head. Jungkook's eyes trace the lines of the man's face, and while tears have yet to stain his cheeks, the reddened eyes reveal a silent struggle. Taehyung, bathed in the ethereal glow of the bathroom light, seems somehow still not fully aware of Jungkook's presence. As the boy takes in the scene, empathy mingles with the remnants of anger that still smolder within him. The air becomes charged, and in the face of Taehyung's silent distress, Jungkook finds himself torn between the urge to demand answers and the ache to offer solace. Finally, as if sensing Jungkook's presence completely, Taehyung looks up, and their eyes lock in for a moment. The room, now a chamber of shared vulnerability, holds its breath, suspended between the shards of broken trust and the fragile threads of connection that refuse to unravel completely. As Jungkook eases himself down beside the man, the coolness of the bathroom tiles seeping through the fabric of his clothes, he places his head on Taehyung's shoulder with a gentle, almost imperceptible touch. The air in the bathroom, thick with emotion, pulsates. The fragility etched on Taehyung's face fades as Jungkook's presence becomes a balm for the wounds they've both endured. The quiet question slips from Taehyung's lips, barely audible over the persistent hum of the shower. "Why are you here?" he murmurs, his gaze still fixed on the steady stream of water. Jungkook shifts slightly, allowing a gentle sigh to escape before responding. "Because you asked for it, Taehyung. And because I promised you a night. I may be angry, I might be hurt, but I can also understand needing a moment with someone. It doesn't mean I'm okay with everything, but I can give you this. Because you said you need me." The admission hangs in the air, a fragile bridge suspended over the tumultuous waters of their shared history. The complexities of their emotions, woven into the matter of the night, shimmer with an almost ethereal quality. The bathroom, once a battleground of emotions for one man, transforms into an unexpected sanctuary for two. As the minutes pass, the rhythmic percussion of the shower becomes a meditative soundtrack, grounding them in the present. Taehyung, still gripping the bottle, contemplates the contradictions within himself, the yearning for solitude and the unspoken desire for connection. Jungkook, with his head resting against the man's shoulder, navigates the delicate balance between honoring promises and confronting the raw emotions swirling within. In the quietude of the bathroom, their unspoken dance continues, revealing nuances and vulnerabilities that transcend the spoken word. The quiet lingers between them, a delicate bridge of understanding. Taehyung finally breaks the silence again, his voice barely a whisper. "Why are you here?" Jungkook replies in the same soft tone, his words carrying a tenderness. "I did promise, didn't I? Promised you this night. And I usually keep my promises." Taehyung lets out a heavy sigh, the air solid with the residue of the night's revelations. "I didn't expect you to find out like this. Not about the photos. Not about my feelings. Jungkook lifts his head slightly, nodding. None of this was expected. But here we are, tangled up in a mess we didn't see coming. Taehyung glances down at the bottle in his hand, a silent realization of the emotional turmoil he's been trying to drown. I messed up, Jungkook. In so many ways. And now you have to deal with all of it too. Jungkook fingers graze Taehyung's, a subtle reassurance. We are already dealing with it for a long time, haven't we? Together. Because, as much as I hate you sometimes, I can't just walk away. Taehyung's eyes soften, reflecting the mix of emotions within. I never wanted you to hate me, he whispers. And yet, here we are, Jungkook murmurs, a touch of wistfulness in his voice. They sit in the quiet of the bathroom, the shower still running, cocooned in the shared defenselessness of the moment. Taehyung takes a deep breath, as if fortifying himself for what comes next. Jungkook, I'm sorry. For everything. I want to make it right, make it easier, but every time I just make it worse and worse. Jungkook leans in a little closer, their bodies moving, his head still on Taehyung's shoulder. I don't know if it'll ever be easy, to be honest. Taehyung nods, a mixture of gratitude and regret in his eyes. I want to try to make it less difficult. I want that, Jungkook. More than anything. I need you to understand that I'm not good at this. I mess up, and I hurt you, and it's like a never-ending cycle. Jungkook takes a deep breath, exhaling slowly. How did we end up in this mess? Taehyung runs a hand through his wet hair, a hint of a sad smile playing on his lips. Life's a bit of a puzzle, isn't it? We are all just stumbling through it, trying to make sense of the pieces. Yeah, Jungkook agrees, his fingers absent-mindedly tracing patterns on the wet bathroom tiles. So what's the point of pretending we have it all figured out? I mean, look at us. We are a mess. Taehyung chuckles softly, taking another sip from the bottle. Maybe. But we're a beautiful mess. If anything, Jungkook smiles, and there's a teasing glint in his eyes as his fingers still trace the water on the floor. Beautiful mess, huh? Sounds like the title of a song that never made it to the charts. Taehyung breaks the silence, his voice soft. Jungkook, I don't know what the future holds. I know I can't promise happily ever after to you, but I just can't let you go. I can't. The man leans back, breaking the contemplative mood, and takes another sip, smiling drunkenly. You know, beautiful, sometimes I think we are just like those constellations in the sky. People could stare at us, find shapes, and create stories. But, truthfully, we are just stars hanging out in the vast nothingness. The boy's eyebrows raise, a bemused smirk playing on his lips. Jungkook can't help but chuckle, appreciating the humorous absurdity of these words. It's the first time he's seen Taehyung in this state, a touch drunk, a bit whimsical, and decidedly more open with his feelings. He takes in the man's tipsy appearance, the slight whisper that accompanies his words. So, what you're saying is, we are cosmic entities now. Like I'm a shooting star, and you're the moon. Taehyung chuckles brokenly, the sound hanging in the air. Well, you do have this knack for lighting up a room when you saunter in. Jungkook's eyes gleam, and he smiles sadly. I think you've been in the shower too long, Kim. Your metaphors are getting soggy. Taehyung tilts his head, a sad smile forming on his lips. Maybe I need someone to join me and assist with the drying process. Jungkook raises an eyebrow, a glint in his eyes. Oh, Are you suggesting a two-person meteorological event now? Taehyung laughs, a deep and throaty sound. Why not? We've weathered storms together. A little rainfall won't hurt. Jungkook smiles, his fingers tracing invisible patterns on the man's arm. All right. But no promises of clear skies. Taehyung leans in, their lips almost touching. The soft glow of the bathroom's dim light reflects in the depth of his eyes, a mixture of darkness and desire dancing within. The air between them crackles with a subtle tension, the electricity of their breaths hanging heavy. Jungkook feels the warmth of Taehyung's breath, a gentle caress on his skin, as he leans in, inviting and daring in equal measure. The proximity amplifies the fragrance of Taehyung's cologne, a subtle scent that mingles with the lingering steam from the still-running shower. The room, filled with the rhythmic sound of water droplets, seems to embrace their shared intimacy. Who needs clear skies when you have a beautiful storm? His lips hover, and almost suspended in the charged atmosphere. Jungkook catches a glimpse of vulnerability in Taehyung's eyes, a silent plea amidst the playful banter. The boy, equally drawn into the magnetic pole, feels his heartbeat quicken. The sensation of Taehyung's closeness, the intoxicating blend of emotions, leaves him suspended in the delicate balance between uncertainty and longing. In that suspended moment, Jungkook can almost taste the allure of what might transpire. The air becomes thick. Their lips finally meet in a soft collision, the warmth and familiarity of a balm to the complexities that surround them. Taehyung's fingers gently trace the contours of Jungkook's jaw, a tender exploration that speaks of both affection and yearning. As they lose themselves in the moves, their breaths synchronize, a silent agreement forged in the language of touch. Amidst the symphony of water, their kisses deepen, each meeting of lips a testament to the unspoken messages they've cultivated over time. The cascading water intertwines with their shared breaths, creating an immersive experience that drowns out the world beyond the shower. Taehyung's touch, now more insistent, conveys a silent desire that mirrors Jungkook's own yearning. As he gently piles on top of the boy, the transition is seamless. Jungkook, now laid on his back beneath the torrent of water, surrenders to the intensity of the moment. As they recline, the water from the shower cascades over them, soaking their clothes and hair. The sensation of being drenched fades into the background, drowned out by the fervor of the intimacy.